to give you guys a little background. So, a few weeks ago, there was a shooting on a Friday night. The way I saw it, normally after a shooting, the LAPD will release a PIO statement stating that there's a shooting, and then they'll send the PIO to the scene. This shooting, they did not. It was on a Friday night. In fact, they didn't mention anything about the shooting till the next day. When I read their release, I could just see it was bullshit. They said, according to the LAPD, their own press release. I have it. According to the LAPD's own press release, right? They said that there was an incident that happened. Plainclothes cop fouled a car. Two guys jumped out. Cop shot one of them. They didn't find a gun. They didn't find any weapon. I sensed immediately that it was a situation where you're driving down the street and you got this car following behind you. It's an unmarked car. It's got dark tints.
Ricardo Ramirez Sr. and Ramirez's sister. So, today is the day his family starts on the road to justice. A claim is being filed to initiate legal proceedings against the city of Los Angeles, the LA Police Department, and Sergeant Pound, who shot and killed unarmed Ricky Ramirez on July 13th. There's too much of this death going on, where the police are shooting innocent civilians. On this night, there was an undercover police officer in an undercover vehicle with tinted windows that was menacing Ricky and the people that he was driving with. They stopped to ask, "Why are you following us?" Without hitting any lights, any siren, identifying themselves as police, rolling down the window even, a single shot was fired through the driver's side tinted window directly into the heart of Ricky. He fell to the ground, and his compatriots who were with him he said, "Why?" That's the question that needs to be on everybody's mind. Why are innocent people still being killed on a daily basis here in the city of Los Angeles by the LAPD? Undercover officers skirt the edge of the law. They work in a way that puts them close to the criminals, but they have to remember they are not criminals. And they are not able to just shoot and kill. They are not the judge, the jury, and the executioner. Ricky was 18. He was at the beginning of his life after high school. And it was taken unnecessarily and unlawfully by Sergeant Powers and the LAPD. Enough is enough. The killing has to stop.
I'm Renee. I'm Ricky Ramirez's mom. My son was just 18 years old. He just graduated from high school. He loved to ride bikes. He loved his family. There was never a day he didn't tell me he loved me. Never. And all of that was taken away from me so soon. Because the police officer sergeant was sitting in his unmarked car, and he decided to kill and shoot my son for no reason at all. And I'll never get my son back for that. And I want answers now. I want them today. I want to know why this police officer is not handcuffed and charged for the murder of my son. If he wasn't going to do it to Ricky, it was going to be someone else. And it needs to stop now. I love my son, and I'll never get him back. But I want justice, and I will not stop until I get it.
My name is Ricardo Ramirez, Sr. My son, was taken from us. This is something like from a movie, when it comes to real life, you never expect to receive a phone call and receiving these news. Like my wife said, he was just 18 years old. His journey was just beginning. And that was taken away from us by a police, by a sergeant, LAPD. I mean, this has to stop. Killing innocent people, for nothing. Didn't have no weapon on him. He didn't have a ski mask. Like, people portraying him to be a bad kid. He was a good kid. And now that's already taken away from us. So we need justice. We need it for him, and for all these other people, innocent people that the police is doing things to.
My name is Ramirez. He was my little brother. The best brother. So young. He was so kind, so funny. He was the best. He didn't deserve it at all. He needs to be held accountable. This can't happen. I want my little brother back. We need justice for him now, today. Today.
Any questions?
Could you please describe your son, how he was as a person, and then if you know what he was doing in the Ricardo corridor, especially if you guys live in the Bay Area?
He just came on a trip. He came to visit. He was doing nothing wrong. But a police officer was antagonizing, following them. For what? Because they're brown.
He was a loving boy. He came out here for the beaches. He came out here to explore. He was just a young boy. He didn't know where he was. He was just having a good time. And a car was just behind him, following him.
Will you describe yourself?
He was a loving boy. He loved to ride bikes. He loved his family. It wouldn't matter to him. He would be in the mall and he would always hold my hand. And he wouldn't be ashamed to show that. No, Ricky he always called me for everything. He always confided in me all the time. And I'm gonna miss him so much. I don't have that anymore.
What is the meaning of justice for you guys?
He needs to be in jail. I mean, he killed an innocent life.
And for no reason. For no reason at all. Open fire. You're sitting in your car. Tinted windows. You didn't even give my son a chance. You just shot him. For no reason. There was no reason why he got shot. He was with his friend. He was wandering around the fire. He didn't get that to him. So I think about it. He just graduated. He wanted to become a phlebotomist. That's what he wanted to do. Also, to be a CNA. He didn't even get a chance.
Have his friends described what they were doing before they began getting tailed by the undercover officer?
We're at Santa Monica Pier. Right, I don't know. We don't know.
I have a question for the attorney. What do you think about the discrepancy that is on the official report and what exactly happened? Because the LAPD said in the official report that the four young people in the car were using sky masks. Number one. And the second, what is the protocol that the LAPD violated when they were tailgating this car? Because they said in the official report that they were in a confrontation with another motor vehicle, and that motor vehicle was with the LAPD.
So, in terms of the conflict in evidence, or at least the evidence that the city's pretending to have, whenever there's a shooting like this with a fatality, they start cooking up reasons. It's important to know that if it's John Q. Citizen who fires a gun and kills somebody, they're taken into custody, separated from everybody else, and interviewed, not the cops. The cops are taken off duty, assigned a lawyer, given 3 or 4 days to get their story together, and then they're asked sweetheart questions. Sweetheart questions from the people who are supposed to be investigating this death. So police are given special treatment, and they use that time to come up with excuses. There is no gun, there's no ski mask, and what's most important, there was no charge filed against any of the people in that car except for the driver, and the charge was evading, leaving because they were afraid that they'd all get shot. But no charge for anything to do with a car beforehand, a ski mask, a gun, possession of a weapon. That's all just been manufactured to try to hide and cover up an unlawful murder.
So how do you explain that after these guys were chased by these undercover police officers, they were allowed to leave the scene?
Well, the facts of the case showing that the driver of the car, who was not known to Ricky, he was a friend of a friend, that they were followed, and then they were all released. Nobody was held in custody, nobody was charged in terms of violation of a crime. That in itself shows that there is nothing to the allegations that there was some crime. I gotta tell you, I've been doing this for decades. When the police can hang a charge on somebody to hide behind when they do a murder, they hang it right away. The fact that there is no charge, no claim of a crime, shows you the reality of this, which is there is no reason or justification to shoot Ricky.
So do you believe that the police report, the LAPD is lying?
We haven't gotten the police report yet. We've asked for it. Based upon what the officers have stated publicly, absolutely, we think they're lying. Absolutely, we think it's a cover-up. And it wouldn't be the first time that I've seen this. It happens very frequently.
So according to Mr. Ramirez's friends, what were they doing before?
They were just cruising around LA. They were young guys cruising around, not looking for anything illegal, not drugs, not women. They were just cruising around LA. And they got shot for it. These cops provoked an interaction. First, there was, it's fishy as to what they're saying too. They're saying one car was involved, then they're saying one car observed something with a different car, and then they're saying the sergeant got on board and started following them. But wait a minute, if this is the sergeant, doesn't he know better? Isn't he the one who's supposed to make the policies are enforced and make sure people are safe? But this officer engaged them, provoked them. It's not unusual for the cops to try to get somebody to do something so they can pull them over and figure out what's going on in that car. The report is flashing lights, aggressive driving behind them. The only thing that Ricky did that led to his death was to go, "Why are you?" And before he could say anything more, he shot in the chest and killed him. Arms out, hands open, no weapon.
Okay, this is a civil.
The young lady had a quick in these cases, we often see video. People have come to expect video, body cam video, dash cam video. There was no video inside the car that Ricky was a passenger. These cops are undercover. We hope they have body cam. If
They do.
anybody should be body cam, it's the cops are skirting the law to get close to the criminals. We've demanded that they provide us with any camera video that they have. We've seen nothing, we've heard nothing. I'm pretty sure it's going to come up, we don't have it, or what we often hear, geez, the camera wasn't working.
So in the
What about
course of the
security
following,
cameras? Any security cameras in the neighborhood?
So my office has hired a private investigator to go around and look for cameras. That's the other thing that we do. We found ring cameras, but they do not show the actual incident occurring. The police collected those ring cameras. We found out when our investigator talked to them, the police had those as well. But so far, we're unable to identify any camera or surveillance that caught the actual shooting itself.
Sir, we're going to present this civil case against the city of Los Angeles, LAPD, and the city has to respond in 25 days to your office. Are you planning in the future on behalf of the family to request criminal charges against this police officer on behalf of this family?
So the filing of this claim gives the city 45 days to respond, to do the right thing, to say that the police officer acted improperly, and to meet with this family and try to come to a resolution. It's not only a resolution for money. They want to see real change, real policy change. They want to see accountability. And yes, the family would like to see the officer charged, just as an individual, one of us, you or me, who sat in the car and shot point blank through a window at an unarmed kid. We'd be behind bars right now. It shouldn't be different because the person's undercover, not even wearing a badge.
Mr. Dolan, in the course of the following from the vice sergeant following the vehicle that Mr. Ramirez was in, did at any point did he activate any type of lights, siren, anything like that? At any point before the shooting?
So the officer who killed Ricky Ramirez was traveling in a car that never indicated if it was a police vehicle or he was a police officer. It was an undercover car made to fit in the environment where they were traveling. So they had no knowledge that this was a police officer. And that's one of the things that we have a significant problem with. There is a switch in that car that could have been hit and showed lights. That would have said it's an officer. That would have let Ricky know that he was approaching a police officer.
That's a good point.
But instead, the officer took the time to draw his weapon and shoot through the window. You know, there's different levels of police force. The first is what they call command presence. You're there. That's the car. You put on the lights. You show a police presence. The second is a verbal admonition. Stop. Telling him to do something. That didn't happen. The ultimate level of force, the last resort, is using a weapon. In this case, that's the first thing that this officer did after he was menacing these kids and provoking them into action. So, the information we collected so far from our investigation on what type of car the officer was driving was a sedan, like a Honda or a Toyota. Not even a Crown Vic that somebody might think is a cop car or a Dodge Challenger. This thing was made to blend in into that neighborhood, not to stand out as a police car.
Do we know how long following went on? Was it a while? Was it long?
My understanding is that two vehicles had been following them. That there had been a police vehicle that had been following them, that they were asked, what are you doing? And then the guy said, oh, nothing. They got back in the car, and another vehicle started following them. The boys thought it was the same vehicle. It wasn't a matter of yards, a matter of feet, or a matter of inches. It was going on for minutes in this menacing manner designed to provoke these boys into action.
You said it was another vehicle that pulled up. Was it another car or a unmarked vehicle?
Well, the challenge you have in this case, in any case involving the police, is the facts constantly change. So one of the things that were said by the police is that one set of undercover officers witnessed an altercation between the vehicle that Ricky was in and the private passenger vehicle. That's where they make up this lie about ski masks. So two officers said they saw someone leave that vehicle with ski masks and approaching a citizen vehicle. We think the facts are going to show that was an undercover vehicle. And then they switched. And then you had Sergeant Pounds come in, and he started dogging. So,
Yeah, normally the standard procedure with following a suspect, they normally radio a marked patrol vehicle to do the actual traffic stop. But at any point did the sergeant radio for a patrol vehicle to pull the vehicle over?
So one of the things we want is information from the city. That the city trickles out information that's favorable to it and keeps information that's unfavorable. From the information that we have, the sergeant did not follow police procedure. If he's unmarked, he's supposed to stay clandestine and call someone else in to effect the stop, who's got lights and a siren to provide that police presence, so people who are being pulled over know this isn't somebody trying to shoot me, it's the police. That did not happen here. They violated so many protocols. And what happens when you violate the protocols? Somebody dies.
Can you clarify, you said that obviously unmarked vehicles are people saying that this officer was off duty and
No.
just undercover? Can you clarify that?
So our understanding is that the officer was engaged in an undercover activity on the job at the time of the incident, and as part of his undercover cover, he was in an unmarked, black, tinted out vehicle. The horrible irony of this is what that's called in general parlance in the community, is the car was murdered out. It was all black. So he was on the job, but he went way off the range when he killed Ricky.
I got two questions. You mentioned that they shot through the window. Did they physically shoot through the glass, or was the window open? And did he at any time, did any of the other witnesses hear him identify as an officer?
This shot came from within the car through glass, meaning that Ricky didn't even have an opportunity to see someone in the car pointing a gun at him, much less somebody could have identified as a police officer. The other witnesses have provided us the following information to our private investigators. Ricky got out, said, "What the?" and he got shot in the chest. No window down, no announcing of a police presence. The first inkling was a shot to the chest. Later on, the other boys got in the car and took off because they thought they were being attacked by some gang member or something. No indication that it was the police. This is the shoot first, ask questions later problem that's plagued the police for years.
Well, I have a follow-up to that. So they obviously was a chase afterwards. They detained 3 other people and let them go, including the person that approached the car with Ricky, right? And so it's weird to me that they used deadly force against one person, but yet the other person did the same thing. There were no charges. He didn't commit any crime. So I'm just trying to figure out what escalated to the point where he felt the need to shoot through the window. And if he's only has his arms out, maybe you could help me out with that?
So there were 2 young men who approached that vehicle to try to find out what was going on.
Right.
One was shot, Ricky. Neither one touched the car, brandished a weapon, threatened anybody in the car. And I think the fact that the officers in the PD followed this car, stopped them, pulled them over, questioned all the people in the car, and let them go shows that there was no rationale, no justification to pull over their vehicle, much less to shoot and kill Ricky. I mean, if you met Ricky, beautiful young man. He's a beanpole. He's tall, he's lanky, he's lovable. He's not some big, thug-looking, menacing individual. This officer shot and killed, and nobody has been charged with anything other than the driver with evading. There was no APB out on this car. There was no BOLO. There was nothing saying that this vehicle presented a hazard other than the story that they're now cooking up.
One more question. Do you happen to know how long it took for them to call for what they call an RA, an ambulance, after the shooting?
At this point, the family's been denied all information. Everything's in the possession of the city attorney, the police, and the officer, who was given time out to go figure out what he's going to say. So no, that's the information we want. The only way we get that is through a lawsuit, because they shut the doors and we have to try to pry open the door to justice.
So, after the incident, after the shooting, the other gentlemen took off with the camera, and then they were pulled over again. Was it a law
based on the footage that I've seen that was displayed on the news channel, they were at one time followed by a marked car with lights and sirens overhead illuminated icon.
And that went to Ontario, correct? I believe.
I don't know exactly the destination, but in that direction.
But this following, we're talking about after the shooting, they took off, right?
But after the shooting, these boys didn't know they were shot.
Right, they took off.
They got in the car and they fled for their lives.
Who pulled them over? You said,
Ultimately, a marked vehicle pulled them over after they'd gotten on the highway going out of town. They were frightened. The driver of the vehicle was the one in control of the vehicle. Now, the important thing is, whatever happened after the shooting would not be used to justify the shooting. But I know they're out there looking for anything they can try to hang on any of these boys to make them look bad. But that cop in that car on that night knew of nothing that these boys had done that would warrant a felony stop with the use of a gun.
That cop behind bars. They treat him like a regular citizen, like we all are. It's not fair that because he's a cop, they continue to get away with this. It's not fair. It's not just. That's not justice.
Killed our son. He wasn't doing anything. So yeah, we want justice. Yeah, we want him behind bars. Like anyone else on the street, it shouldn't be any different just because it's the police. He did the wrong thing. He shot my son for no reason. So yeah, we want him put behind bars. Want it hopefully today. Today, now. I'm angry, but I'm also very upset. I just buried my son a day ago. That was the hardest thing a mother can ever do. And to know that he died for no reason, it makes no sense. It is not fair. I will never get to see my baby boy again. And yeah, I want justice. Yes, I do. And today and now.
That's 1983.
So we have a claim that will circulate
in federal court.
The claim that's being brought against the officer in the LAPD is a violation of both his state rights and his federal rights. And what's called Section 1983.
Right.
We all have protections afforded us by the U.S. Constitution, including the right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure and excessive use of force. There's a state statute that's also right. We're throwing every statute at these folks to hold responsible. And we want a jury to hear what happened. The city's not going to step up and say, you know what? We did it wrong. We had a bad shooting. We killed your son. And the only way to get that done is to get him in front of 12 people and get the truth to come out. Juries are the ultimate truth. They issue a verdict that's Latin for the truth.
City of Los Angeles is 99.
So I want you to know that all of these people came down from the Bay Area. They came down to support the family. What'd you all come down for? Justice for Ricky! So that's why this is what we want is every family member to be revolted by their life. Everybody says it's not going to happen to me, it happened to us. That's what we're aware of this stuff. It never happened to them. It happened to us. What we want to make sure is that the city realizes that the sickness of the police department that we respond to it never happens again. None of the people at home, none of the people overseas. Kids should not have to die. Any other questions? So as we stand here right now, this claim is being filed with the city of Greensboro. Within the claim, you'll be able to see the legal theories, facts, and evidence we have so far.
can we get this going?
What's unfortunate is the law allows us to file a lawsuit, so a piece of paper may be able to find out what happened, but the piece of paper can't be
we want justice for? When do we want it? Now!
Holly's here.
Holly's
Hi.
here.
If I don't have your email, make sure you see me so that I have it. I will. If you guys don't get a copy of the nice claim, let me know and I'll email it to you guys. Okay?
Thank you for your interest.
Hey, it's good, sir. I'm done now.
Yes. Yes.
That's one thing.
Can I get a copy of the claim? Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry. How are you?
Thank you for doing. I'm one of your followers.
Are you on?
Yeah, man.
Do I
You're
follow?
hardcore. I love it, man.
Do I follow you?
Huh?
Do I follow you?
No, I follow people. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
really post.
You're alert.
anything. Huh?
You lurk around.
Yeah, but I just want to see what people are doing, especially with the power of the camera. You know.
Man, it goes a long way, right?
Yeah, everybody has the right to film the police.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's good.
All right, listen, they got a big chunk of our budget, so
Yeah.
we might as well just do a little oversight, right?
We got to find out who that crazy woman over in Hollywood is.
Oh.
That was a good one, dude.
I'm surprised I haven't figured it out by now.
She lives off Sycamore. I'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
Keep an eye out. I'll send you a DM if I find out where she lives.
Okay, I
Yeah.
appreciate that, man. You take care.
You have crazy women in Hollywood? No.
A couple, one or two.
Okay.
Thank you. William.
Holly.
Holly.
Thank you for coming in
Yeah,
such
no
short notice.
worries.
Yeah,
No
I love
worries.
your feed. I love everything you do. I've been following
Well,
you for a very long time.
I gotta tell you, I knew. Listen, sometimes I get a feeling when things are wrong immediately, and I knew the next day I was like, this is a bad shooting, because if it's a good shooting, if they had an AK-47 on them, they'd be all over the social media saying this shooting happened. But they didn't have the PIO announce it. They didn't announce it on social media the way they normally. And
on Tuesday morning, nothing yet either.
No, and my thing about it is, their policies, I have gone through this with them when it comes to shootings, of what their protocol is. With this PIO, with Captain Muniz, over and over again, and they still tried to hide it. And it was just indicative of a bad shooting. And the more I see, it's worse and worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to cook them, so.
Okay, all right. I know you will. If you also,
Thank you.
if you ever need anything, media, lawyer, anything, please let me know.
Okay. I will. All right. Yeah, I probably will.
Okay, no, let me know.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Okay, thank you guys for coming.
There's this claim that there were ski masks. No ski masks found. No weapon was found. No charges were filed against the other boys who got out of that car. Why? Because nobody committed a crime but police shot Ricky.
And so what is your lawsuit calling for as far as corrective action goes? And you have a fiscal amount that you're
So, unfortunately, what a lawsuit can do is force the city to look at itself. Part of what we try to accomplish is the imposition of new policies to prevent this from happening. What would be a great thing to arise out of this? Make sure those undercover cops have cameras, because they skirt the law pretty close a lot of the time to blend in. They are the ones who need to be policed the most. So we would hope that there would be the installation of cameras in the undercover vehicles at a minimum, but there'd be additional use of force training. And if you make clear you don't shoot kids without a weapon, and you don't provoke somebody into action. As far as the lawsuit's other objectives, the only thing that society give someone who has lost a loved one is financial compensation. I tell you that if we could go into the courthouse and the courthouse could turn back time, and Ricky could walk out of there, this family would get up, walk out, and say thank you for your time. So let's be real, that's not going to happen.
Realistically, what's happening out
So I think this case presents a problem of the use of undercover officers. The undercover officers, they get to act like stealth. They get to act like stealth criminals to capture criminals. And in this particular case, what we had is that we had the officers who are operating completely under the radar. And what happens from that too is that there's no radar that watches them. They don't usually record things because they certainly don't want to reveal to people who the undercover officers are. That's the explanation they give. So yeah, we're really concerned that all this stuff was done, the shooting, the tearing, all of it was done without any documentation or justification.
I do just want to zero in on this, though, so just to make sure I'm correct, your lawsuit is stating that the first car that was following them, because as you make it, or as you're portraying that they thought the second car was the first car, but you think that first car that was following them was also an LA car?
So to be clear, the claim is that the first vehicle that followed them, that they said there was an altercation with, the boys believe it to be the same vehicle that followed them thereafter, same type, make, of vehicle. Given that the LAPD has made statements about the previous interaction they witnessed, we believe it was actually an interaction they provoked. And then the sergeant came along and finished up by continuing to provoke them. Let's be clear, what these guys want to do is they want to get the guy to do something, to chase, not signal, give him some reason to pull him over. And that's what this cop was trying to provoke him into. So the failure in this case is compounded. Not only do you have officers who are acting, but they contacted the sergeant. And the protocol is the sergeant, if he believed there was some crime or some need for intervention, should have called a marked vehicle so that there would be notice for Ricky and the others that there were police involved, that it wasn't somebody just trying to carjack them. So there's an expression. The PD's gone turtle. Which means it's pulled everything inside its shell, and it's not giving anything out. We would love the opportunity to sit down and meet with the DOJ, the Attorney General's office. Ironically, the DOJ contacted my clients for a statement. I said to the DOJ, let me help you arrange this. And the DOJ backed out saying, well, now they got a lawyer. We're not going to talk to him. It blew my mind. If this is an independent investigation, why would they decline the offer of speaking to parents just because I was trying to help them understand what these folks want to accomplish?
Thank you very much. The problem, unfortunately, is this thing, that by the I can say it operates. It takes months.
The 83 in front of this one.
Oh, okay, I think on this one it's going to be interesting. If we don't have weapons, which they have progressive weapons.
Right.
If you don't have ski masks or anything else like that, somebody violated policy.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to get to. We got fucked up.
tantas cosas que eran encontradas. Primero, ellos no daban ninguna notificación que eran policía. Están amenazando en su coche por tratando a hacer algo para dar razón a pararlos, ¿no? Y cuando la policía está pensando algo, se hace razón para este es el curso, no es esto. Porque la policía causa ese al principio y al final parecido a lo que está en las leyes federales. Y dice que no pueden usar esfuerzo excesivo, y ese sí es el favor para usar. No hay ningún de
So anyway, I take this case kind of personally. Like I said from the beginning, it's blurry still. Hold on. Anyway, from the beginning, I knew this was fucked up. Like I said, when there's a shooting, when there's a police shooting, usually they'll announce it on Twitter within 2-3 hours, and then from there they'll also announce that they're going to send a public information officer to the scene to answer the press's question. They never did either of those. It happened on a Friday night, like 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock or something like that, and they didn't release a statement until the next day, a Saturday afternoon or something. Just bullshit. They didn't tell anybody. They didn't want anybody going to the scene and asking questions. And I've been through this. I've talked to the captain of the media relations, Kelly Muniz, about this, because every time there's a bad shooting, they have a way of accidentally forgetting to post about the shooting or to send a PIO to the scene to answer questions. So anytime that happens, you just know it's a shady shooting, and it is a shady shooting. This guy never identified himself. Here's the deal. You're being followed by a car, unmarked car. It's got tinted windows. And they're probably like, what the fuck is this person following me? And they jumped out the car and had their arms like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And next thing you know, the cop shot through the window, through the glass. He shot through the glass. He shot through the glass. Without saying anything. Yeah, I have I don't know if you know the procedure normally with the public information officer here. Mm-hmm. After the shooting, there's usually within 3 hours they'll release
sort of bulletin.
Yeah, they'll release a statement on social media, and then they'll also have media staging area.
Nothing.
They had no media staging area. I emailed them about it. I got Kelly Muniz to say the only thing she'll say to me is
it's under investigation.
Yeah, and that she's not really answering any questions. Yeah. And I knew immediately when I saw it. That's when I know.
No shit. When they got a reason, they broadcast it.
Well, listen, if there was an AK-47, they'd have it all over social media with a picture of it.
If there was a fucking joint in that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ya me estoy desmayando, ya me voy a una sombrita.
Ali, ¿dónde estacionaste?
Allí, vamos.
Nos vemos, ya te vas a lanzar de reportero.
Oh, there you are. I was just looking to see where you're at.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna leave, but before I got here, so I was just gonna keep it moving. But
No, I mean, now you just saved me an Uber because I didn't feel like driving and go to the...
there was mad traffic. It took way longer than I expected. I regretted it.
I was infuriated at my Uber driver. He was going so slow. He was on the freeway going like 20 when he could have done like 45.
Yeah, it normally takes like 15 minutes. I started driving, it went to like 40. I was like, there's no shot.
Where'd you park at?
Parked garage over there.
You know, one of those like 12 parking garages. You'll figure.
It was right around the corner.
Anyway, this is a really fucked up case. I knew it was fucked up.
I was listening in the car.
So, I'm gonna give here. Call yourself. if
Sure.
you would,
Can you hold
so
this
that
one?
we can connect. Okay.
Sure.
I think that'd be awesome. And this is number my cell phone. If you just dial yourself,
Sure.
I'll give you my card. Then you got my cell phone. I'd like to know anything you know because you seem to be the man who's gonna be in the know.
I'm telling you right now, I take this case personally. I knew it was messed up from the minute it happened. I could just tell the way the LAPD reacted, the way they try to hide it for 12 hours. They never try to hide a shooting for 12 hours.
Especially when you got a chase on TV. You're gonna
Yes.
have something to say. You're gonna say it.
They're going to set up a media staging area at the scene. They didn't do that. They were going to post it on social media. They didn't. When I emailed about it the next day, they gave me this nonsensical answer,
Yeah.
which didn't get anywhere. And then since then, I've been emailing them for weeks now.
Yeah.
And Kelly Munoz went on vacation. She's still not responding. They're not responding.
Yeah.
If-
Went turtle.
Again, if there was an AK-47 on scene, they'd have it all over social media. They'd have it on a table. They'd be calling a press conference.
If you met Ricky,
Yeah.
it's low and low. Just a breath. This is not a big deal.
And I'm going to say, since he was plain clothes, he's not going to have a body-worn video. He's not going to have dash cam video, and it's frustrating.
And they know exactly what to say. You know the drill, right? Shooting, they didn't even bring him into the station. They say, hey, look, go home. They have a POBAR rep call him. Then they have an attorney appointed for him. They give him 3 or 4 days to calm down,
Yeah.
get their shit together, and then they come in with a story.
Well, we're digging through this.
Now,
this
if I shot somebody through the window, you think they're going to give me a 3-day
no,
holiday?
no
Okay?
chance. No chance.
Downstairs.
No, I'm in. I'm on the ground. Felony stop, right? But the whole investigatory techniques that they use for citizens don't apply to police.
And I still.
How can you apply the law equally?
I still can't get over the fact that you felt there was reason to shoot one person, but the other person who was approaching the car didn't even get arrested. So what you went from, where's the probable cause of anything?
What I'm looking to see is whether or not they cuffed him when he was on the ground.
Gary,
Their usual protocol.
100%.
Anybody who's got anything they've done violent,
There's
gets
100.
cuffed and let on the ground.
100% he was
He's
cuffed.
not cuffed. That's probably the most telling thing.
I think the only body camera video you're going to get are the initial responders of the cops.
Yep.
And
And the guys who are doing the drive behind.
I'm going to go look tonight. I can figure out. They need to call for an ambulance immediately after the shooting. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to call in officer needs help, which is just ridiculous. And then they're going
Shots fired, officer
to needs help. And then they'll say get an RA rolling.
Right.
If they waited 2-3 minutes, that's long enough for somebody to bleed out. So I need to find out. I can check the archives.
Anything you can tell
I'll
me.
get it.
I like your style.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Your first name again?
William.
William. Chris.
Chris.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'm gonna get these motherfuckers. I'm pissed about this. I'm really pissed about this.
Mad sad.
It's just the story doesn't make sense. Like I know exactly.
I literally didn't know anything about it. I was listening to it as I was driving here. I was like, this is sad as hell.
I'm mad because the media really wasn't, I've been hollering about this for a couple weeks now, and I was like, where's the media at? But yesterday the media really started picking up on it, and it's only because they had this press conference. You have to do this, otherwise you're never gonna, you have to go to these extremes. And this isn't enough. This is gonna get attention for a day or two, but it's gotta be sustained. The LAPD is not gonna say anything. It's not. I'm frustrated by it. Do you want the rest? I got your message. The voicemail where you said you missed me.
So many of them. I miss you so much. Yeah, it is like hotter than usual.
Hot
I'm
as
like
hell.
dying.
I'm so cool. You're gonna give me a ride home. I'll take that Uber. You drove all the way here to give me a ride home. I appreciate it.
Listen, actually, I'm not mad about it because this like made me like get up and start my day.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't have done otherwise.
Would have laid around and That's-
I really thought I was gonna get here though, like an hour ago.
Yeah.
It just it was taking so long.
Hi, I'm Chris.
This is
Yeah,
Jessica.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jessica. You a victims advocate too?
Of course.
She kind of just hanging.
Good.
Comes from. All right, you ready to get out here? 1 second.
Who do we want justice for? Ricky! When do we want it? Now! Woo!
I'd like you to hear from Holly herself if you guys can stay for a minute.
I'm gonna be all over this one.
No, this is the thing. We're the girls. Just the guy was shot. We're the girls.
I think it's just a
On the
family.
photo.
Yeah, I don't know.
They weren't shot last night.
No, I think it's just his family members. She's like a big, she's really good at PR.
I didn't know how to answer his question.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Oh yeah. Whatever you want me to be.
You remember this guy at UCLA? Black guy right here? He was there that night. The photographer right here. I'm gonna do a deep dive on this cop. What's going on over there?
Up to Broadway, to the left, and to the left on Second. We all made it down here. Don't pick up those signs on the way.
My guy got a North Face jacket on. I would literally just pass out. All right, where you parked at?
Just ask me. It's close.
All right, guys, I'm ending the stream. Jessica Palmadessa, ladies and gentlemen. This guy right here, I can't stand him. I've almost fought this guy so many times. He's the biggest wannabe cop type of dude. He goes to all their functions, and he's just the most annoying person ever. He doesn't work for KGI, he works for KNNX. KNXX. Huh? But this one right here? Yeah.
There's about 4 or 5 different things that are wrong with this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
First of all, on the victim's side, oh, it's an 18-year-old kid riding around with some friends. So the driver, just was introduced to him. You don't know who the hell this guy is. Why are you riding in the car with him? That's number one. Number two, you go from Santa Monica Beach, in that area which is all cool, and you wind up at 75th and Flower. No, at night, there's 2 reasons you're in 75th and Flower in that area at night. You're looking for dope or you're looking for pussy. Pardon my language.
Oh, okay.
That's what.
All right. You
that's
take care,
the
man.
problem off the
Yeah,
top.
you take care, man. I just can't deal with this fucking guy. I gotta tell you. There have been so many times I was going to smack the shit out of him, and I literally backed his ass up. And every time he fucking has to get involved in the every time this guy. Every fucking. You have any desire to go see what the fuck that is? All right, let's go. Every time with this guy. I don't understand him. Every time. What the fuck? He was not from in town. He was driving around. I remember the first time I came out here, you know what I said? Man, I want to go see what the hell Compton looks like. That's why I went. I was like, I want to go see South Central. What are you doing over there? We literally have driven over there by foot.
When I first came here,
Yeah.
you hear about it.
Yeah, you want to go see what the hell? You're down here for the first time. You hear about all these movies based there. He's like, what are you doing there? And you're there with somebody you don't know. I'm sorry, but when you're 18 years old, sometimes you're with your friends and of your friends. That's how it works. Shut the fuck up. I got to tell you, every time with that guy. Every time with that guy. Every time. And he knows how much I hate him, and I feel like he just feels the need to agitate.
He seemed like he was your bestie for a second there.
It's every
Right
no,
over.
because I've literally 2 years ago over cop killed a girl in Burlington Coat Factory in a fucked up shooting, and he was defending it, and I got into his face. I just backed his ass up to the street. I had enough of him. Let's see what group this is. I know it's way cooler over here.
So much better. I could actually think.
There's like 20-degree difference.
Show me what community looks like. 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 Sí se puede. 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 House keys. House keys. House keys. No handcuffs. House keys.
No handcuffs.
House keys.
No handcuffs.
House keys.
No handcuffs.
House keys.
No handcuffs.
House keys.
No handcuffs.
House keys.
No
Bring
handcuffs.
the Apple lady over here.
Woo!
She would love this.
How are we doing? ¿Cómo estamos? Woo! So let's go ahead and get started. Vamos a empezar. Está haciendo calor, así que vamos a empezar. Let's get started. It's a little hot.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
First and foremost, thank you so much for being here today on this very important day. Shout outs to people that are here. Shout outs to Power. Shout outs to Ellie Ken. Trust of the Lane. Ace. Inquilinos Unidos. Sage. Chirla. Who else is missing? CPC. Community Coalition Coco.
We said Coco already, but Coco! Woo! Who else is missing? We said Isailis already, Isailis!
Beautiful.
Woo! Woo! So, good afternoon. I'm gonna be doing, this press conference is gonna be both in English and Spanish. We're gonna do our best to synthesize things to ensure that there is language justice, that everybody is able to understand what is being communicated today, okay? So, muy buenas tardes, vamos a empezar ya. Esta conferencia de prensa va a ser bilingüe, inglés y español. Vamos a dar un resumen para asegurarnos que lo que se va a decir hoy, lo que se va a comunicar, todos pueden entender, okay? So, let's get started. Vamos a empezar. Pues muy buenas tardes. Good afternoon. I am Edna Monroy. I am with SAGE, Strategic Actions for a Just Economy, and the Keep LA House Coalition. Give it up for Clark. Keep LA, Keep LA House. Also, you know who else is in the house? Stay House LA, the Stay House LA folks. Give it up to Stay House LA.
Stay House LA.
Woo! So, we are here because today is the first housing and homelessness committee meeting. This is a joint tenant protections press conference where we are highlighting the different issues and struggles that tenants and unhoused Angelinos are facing. And we are here to uplift the tenant anti-harassment ordinance, the right to counsel coalition and motion, the LA rent stabilization ordinance, rent cap. We are here to highlight United to House LA, social housing, and to uplift the existing and growing tenant rent debt from COVID-19. We are here to uplift tenant justice because tenant justice is housing justice. And the moment to act is now. Every day that goes by, another Angelino becomes unhoused, becomes the victim of landlord harassment, and becomes evicted and is thrown into the streets. And we cannot let that too continue to happen. Over 60% of Angelinos are tenants. We know that landlord harassment is the first step that leads to eviction, mass displacement, and tenants become unhoused. Just like being short on your rent, that is an eviction. Not having an attorney when dealing with an eviction, that is an eviction. Dealing in uninhabitable living conditions leads to self-eviction. We know that every day that goes by, more and more Angelinos become displaced, unhoused, evicted, and criminalized by the police department.
Yes.
We know that we have currently a right to counsel program, but we need it to be a codified right. A right that cannot be taken away. We know that harassment has long existed even before the pandemic. It has worsened. And right now, we have 7 proposed amendments that we're trying to pass to ensure that we have a stronger Tahoe.
You going live?
I guess.
You going live so Dave
But we're
gets
not
out of
going to have it on
gets
the
out of my
agenda
chat.
today, and that is
He's
concerning,
irritating.
right? We also know that the cost of living only keeps getting worse, and we need to have a rent cap. We also know that there's $221 million that are still waiting for tenants to essentially get rent relief from. And these are hundreds and thousands of families that could be evicted if they are not able to pay back that rent debt.
Yes.
And last but not least, we know that United to House LA is our North Star. Social housing is our North Star. We need to ensure that tenants become
owners of their own units.
I kind of felt like you were gone.
And we know that we want United to House LA.
a
There's
politician right
funding
behind
that's going to be allocated to support the right to counsel, support Tahoe, and support other issues that
This
tenants
is my
need,
former
right?
friend.
Other resources. And we need that funding to start rolling in. With that being said, I want to say that we are here to keep fighting, to keep all of LA housed, protected, and we need stronger protections, and we need those protections now.
Wait, why do you say that?
Ganamos!
Like, why did you?
Ganamos!
Why is he saying it there?
Because he sent me 3,000 messages.
Ok, bien brevemente, la interpretación real quick, interpret real quick. Estamos aquí varias organizaciones para realzar nuestro mensaje. Hoy es la primera reunión del Comité de
How the
Vivienda.
boxers doing?
Sabemos que hoy se va a votar por el derecho a la representación legal y también sabemos que necesitamos la representación legal, necesitamos una ordenanza más fuerte de Tahoe, un límite a las rentas, necesitamos hogares sociales, social housing, y necesitamos asegurar que no más angelinos, más renteros, más inquilines sean presas y sean víctimas del acoso de dueños, desalojo, porque el no tener el derecho a la representación legal, no tener un abogado, significa que las personas van a ser desplazadas, van a perder su caso y van a terminar en la calle. Sabemos que las personas que viven en la calle están siendo criminalizadas por la policía y también son personas que tienen dignidad, deben de ser respetadas y también son angelinos, pero no se les da la misma prioridad. Estamos aquí porque sabemos que más del 60% de angelinos son renteros y sabemos que el primer paso para un desalojo es el acoso. Y hoy vamos a escuchar de historias de diferentes inquilines que han estado pasando acoso, desalojo, tienen deuda de renta y van a exigir a los concejales que tomen acción y protejan a inquilines. So with that being said, I'm gonna start and pass it over to our speakers. They're gonna be speaking on their stories facing landlord harassment, eviction threats, rent debt, and they're going to be uplifting their voices and they're going to be demanding and asking council members to stand with us today, take action, and protect all Angelinos. So we're going to be hearing first from Robin from District 9 from Scope, and she's going to be speaking on landlord harassment. Let's give it up for Robin.
Any regrets on giving the cops the $15,000 signing bonuses? Any regrets on that? No regrets, Hugo? Any oversight of Inside Safe? Costs us $17,000 per month for one person. You think that's acceptable? You gonna do any oversight of Inside Safe? I know you want to step in, but I'm just saying. No oversight of Inside Safe, you don't think we need any oversight? What about Kenneth Mejia? He wanted to audit all these programs.
All right.
Do you defend Kenneth Mejia or do you defend Karen Bass on that?
My
Which
name
one?
is Robin Line. I live in Council District 9.
Anything? And remember when the cops got the pay raises last year? That was pre-funded by your vote. It was pre-funded. Any regrets for that budget, raising $100 million to the police department last year? Not this year, but last year. Remember when you cut that food program for kids to give the cops overtime? Any regrets?
Can actually serve as
No regrets.
for myself.
Do you know in your district, I talked to your Hotel Las Palmas. Hotel Las Palmas is an illegal hotel operating in your district for Inside Safe. Nothing, Hugo? Nothing, Hugo? Absolutely nothing, Hugo. What about the 10,000 units in your district that are rent controlled that are being used illegally? Anything, Hugo? You can stand in the way. No. Don't want to answer your constituents, huh? What about the cop who stepped on the guy's head on Cahuenga? And you said nothing. You said nothing about the cops? Police abuse, you don't care, huh, Hugo? That means nothing to you, Hugo? And remember when you voted for Errol Southers for the police commission? Remember when you voted for Errol Southers police commission? The guy's a police chief. You called yourself an abolitionist. That's what abolition looks like? Abolition looks like that? That's what abolition looks like? You put a chief in charge of the Civil Oversight Commission. That's acceptable? You put a cop on a Civil Oversight Commission. That's acceptable, Hugo? Why not a teacher? Why not a shop owner? Why not somebody in their 20s that looks like the people who are being impacted? Anything, Hugo? So no oversight of Inside Safe, no oversight of LAPD, no oversight. In your district, they have tons of illegal hotels operating, and you just allow them. You're taking all those units off the market. That's Hugo's district. He talks about housing.
Without permits, licensed contractor, resulting in.
So when are you going to do any sort of oversight of the LAPD, Hugo? Just gave up on that? Gave up on oversight. I remember this guy from isn't he in the neighborhood council, East Hollywood? He was a real troublemaker over there. He was defending you that time. Now it all makes sense. DSA guy. DSA. So why do you want to give minimum wage increases to hotel workers but not everybody else? Because of your union, right? Unite Here 11? Does it have anything to do with that? It has nothing to do with you repaying Unite Here 11. Nothing. Just more union corruption. You're like, that's what I do. Anything, Hugo? You don't want to talk about this? You don't want to answer any questions for the community? Every time I see you, you run. This is the only way you can catch you is when you're here.
In a space that
I know.
is clean and safe and comfortable. That is why passing the 7 amendments to the tenant anti-harassment ordinance is important.
You should ask him why he gave the police a $15,000 signing bonus. $15,000 signing bonus to sign up for the LAPD. That's Cop Hugo. $15,000 signing bonus. Why would you give cops $15,000 signing bonus? Of course, you say nothing. Hey, Hugo, you're a fucking coward. That's what you are.
Put out of my home for wanting to help your home. Passing the tenant anti-harassment ordinance
Where you parked at?
is crucial for protecting tenants like myself.
Eunice's is nice. I didn't cook her.
Environment due to age or ability, and even more important, the generations growing up after me. Closing these loopholes will make rental properties safer.
You gotta do something about Accenture.
Everyone.
You know what I'm talking about, Eunice's.
Thank you.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
Shame on you, Hugo.
Shame on you!
Woo! Let's give it up for Robin.
Let's set the landlord, yo.
Oh man, if Nithya shows her face out here, I might have to go cook her real quick.
Ella está exigiendo que se pasen las 7 enmiendas para fortalecer la ley, la ordenanza de cajo.
Hugo didn't have any answers to my questions. Not one time. His face, I saw his face twitching now. He does it every time I confront him, his face starts twitching. I'm happy I didn't cut the live off. Give you guys a little extra. I'm ready to go back there and cook Eunice's now, but I'm being nice. That's a former friend of mine, so I guess. Yeah, but Hugo is a bigger target, a bigger fry. She actually votes halfway decent. She's the best member that I have on the council. She's never voted for a police budget, so. I saw your story in the pool. You're supposed to be wearing some aviator sunglasses. And get out.
I told you I could never ever stream at my house.
Do that like a Zach.
Because I was just thinking about Zach the whole time.
Yeah, they get out of the pool.
And I just want everybody in here to know that within seconds of me posting a story that you sent, Dave screenshot and made it his profile picture on every platform. And I yelled at him. I told him it was a little freaky.
Did he get rid of him?
He got rid of 2 out of the 3. He's doing pretty good, but now that we have that number, I think we may have to tap.
Dave, don't make us call your mom, Dave. Behave yourself. I feel like Eunice's was trying to like get on my good side because she came over. She came, stood right next to me, like she was looking for a conversation. And she knew I couldn't go that hard at that event. I'm not going to blow up somebody else's event. But I saw Hugo there. I was like, there's no way. I just had to creep on his ass.
You gotta click the 3 dots or whatever, and it will clearly go.
Does it seem like it's cooled down a little bit? Maybe it's the breeze.
It's because we're in the shade.
Nah, I mean, but like right now. It's not as bad as it was when we were in front of the headquarters. There's no breeze over there.
Your trolls weren't too bad yesterday.
Because I was blocking them so quick. Like I was actually paying attention to it, and then my mods were doing their
I was trying
thing.
to get them hyped up. I was like writing like show feet. I wanted
Show
to
feet.
get them worked up.
I mean, I want to show. Listen, I'm gonna do an OnlyFans where I'm gonna show feet
Yeah,
for the right price.
Great, yeah, exactly.
Gotta be the right price. I wonder if the LAPD would pay for that membership just to see what I'm talking about.
It was so funny though, you going off on like every single one, like be the most innocent. You know, it's like a 12-year-old like playing like Minecraft in his basement.
Oh yeah.
And he says like, "Do you like cops?" You go like, "Fuck no, you piece of shit, go to hell." Like, God.
I didn't say fight like that.
Okay,
Wait, are you guessing where you're at, or are you looking?
Took a photo. My brain.
In your brain.
I'm tired.
I think it's pretty fucking cool. What are you kidding me? That's pretty dope. I would just give it a paint job.
I changed all my profile photos.
Yeah, behave yourself, Dave. I'm gonna call your mom, Dave. You don't want that.
Dave, I appreciate you for...
You're gonna be on the worst time out, so you don't know. Oh God.
Dave, I appreciate you for giving me your mom's...
Yeah, she has tattoos on her back. You had it since 10 years? For 10 years, since you were 12 years old. What does that say?
Person that popped into my head.
How old?
Since I was 12?
You said 10 years, right? I thought you said you were 22. How old is Dave? Why is it? This happens all the time. She's not, guarantee she's not even in the right building. Why don't you look at your AirTag? What? Are you gonna ask him where your car is?
Okay, do you know where, how do you get down if you went to like where the blue white floor? Okay, thank you.
B1 is 1 level. B2 is 2 levels.
So Jessica wanted to know how she got downstairs, and he told her that you take the elevator downstairs. She didn't know that to go downstairs you had to go in the elevator.
Right past the elevator there, buddy.
I'm not the one who parked here. Do you understand? Every time. This is every time.
I didn't lose my car.
Yeah.
Left.
Let's see if we lose reception.
I guarantee this is gonna work.
Oh God. Can you pull up your AirTag and see where you're from?
It does. It brings you to the freaking garage. It already says we're here. All right, so garage. There was a blue floor. I know for a fact.
Did you?
That's white. That's yellow though. Where you come in, the entrance for where you come in is where it was.
We came in the entrance where we came in. Here, I'm gonna look over here. This is every time. Every time. I hope that's it. Every time. I lost Jessica. Jessica. Oh, fuck. You gotta be kidding me. Well, there's no blue down here, Jessica. My God. We're probably not even in the right building. This is ridiculous. Come on. Call an Uber. I'm unhappy with Jessica's service. Where did she go? Talking shit, so she probably found her car and she already left. You still haven't found it? Are you sure you're in the right building? There's nothing blue downstairs. Am I still calling you?
But that's because we're around the parking garage. Unless magically it's a different one, but that's where I'm supposed to be. And when we were at the front, it showed that we were there.
Let's walk around out in the street. Because I went everywhere downstairs. There's nothing.
You're the guy. You're supposed to remember where I parked.
Yeah, exactly.
It's getting annoying.
It's going to be crazy when it's an outdoor parking lot, too.
No. Hold in. It said it was $12. So it's not that one, because that one's $13.
We probably have the cops coming for us for loitering, or we have some suspicious people lurking around the parking garage. All right, what does it look like on your phone now?
Which will bring us back to that building, right?
I think it's on the back side. Am I still calling you? Oh man, sorry, I called you by accident. I'm just like pocket dialing like 10 people. Because of you, Jessica's gonna make me take an Uber in a second if I keep on talking shit.
At least you could have done.
That's why I tell you, you gotta take a picture. You took a picture? And your mind is not good enough. Because when you take a picture, then you can see your location. All right, now let's see where it's that building over there, isn't it? Is it the same building you always park at? That's the same building. You literally parked at the same building you parked at for all the court cases. And you didn't remember it. No, you've parked there the last 2 times. 2 of the last 3 times. Nah, you deserve every bit of it. And she deserves it. They're not gonna call the cops, they know. They could already see. I'm gonna tell them that you forgot where you parked, you can't figure it out, and they'll be like, oh yeah, she's totally annoying. She deserved it. Did you ever see somebody fall down one of these? Warning, door may open. Keep clear.
So funny.
I mean, I might break a leg, but it would be worth it for the... Probably make like 20,000 off the video.
All right, guys, so I've been saying, so like I've been saying, I parked in here, I think.
Yeah.
Just
You say you better hope it's in here.
this all blends in and looks the same. I know I went in here and wherever I met, I needed like.
All I smell is weed. The whole garage just smells like weed.
Would have went in. Okay. This doesn't look familiar.
Well, let me see your phone. Let me see the thing.
Oh, it's right there. Jeez. I told you.
Where's blue?
Blue. White level B. It's blue.
Okay. It's not even blue.
Well, I think I confused B with blue. I didn't pay for parking. I'm not paying for parking.
You're not paying?
No.
Why not?
I was supposed to pay when I came in. And he said, did you pay? As I was walking out, because I walked right in front of him. I was like, yeah, I did. I was like, I'll pay on the way back. It's like, okay. Now I'm going to walk back.
Oh, God. You couldn't pay anyway. You don't even know where your card is.
You're supposed to pay, like...
Oh, that's right. Wasn't this a place that they, like, took a card only?
Not my problem. Also, I don't like how the arrows are backwards. You notice that?
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
So
Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Like, you feel like you're in Europe. You gotta drive on the left side.
Yeah, it's so confusing. Alright, sir. Have a good one. Hey, you cover the bill for me, alright?
They're coming in the wrong way. It's crazy.
See, look, guys, parking was free. Now you could all go cry about it and say, I'm scamming people and whatever. But guess what? I don't care.
Anyway, the cops are lying. They're full of shit on that shooting. Let's see what the chat is talking about. Like,
The traffic went that. Now it's only, like, to get back to Hollywood, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
It took me like 40 to get here. But the 40 started up after I already left, so there was no turning back.
which is good. Because if you didn't come here, you never would have got lost.
Thank God.
Yeah.
call Dave's mom?
Dave, you don't want to get in trouble, Dave. We'll call your mom.
Yeah, please call.
On live?
He said no, Jess. Dave, if you don't mind, I'm gonna call your mom real fast if you don't mind.
But you'll get put on time and he'll get put on time.
He said my mom not home. It's fine. Cell phones work everywhere. He can, she can answer at work or whatever.
See what the chat is talking about here. How's the chat? Are they behaving today? Or last night they were out of control?
Alright, good. I'm gonna click off here because there's nothing going on. I will actually be back on later. I know I always lie about it, but I've been doing way better, so. Bye.
She's become a better liar.
No,
Turn here, right?
Unlike you, I only lie like 1/10 of the time. Shut the fuck up. I only lie like 1/10.
You go that way, left.
No, I would if this car wasn't freaking annoying me. Now I'm gonna get in front of him.
Right. Oh God, don't.
And down.
I gotta, because I get stuck getting to a little freeway.
Well, I didn't like that either.
I know. Get to the left. You'll get in front of him.
Oh my.
Let's get to the left as fast as you can.
Okay, pretty. I don't even know where my phone
Go.
went.
Don't worry about your phone. Your phone is important.
Well, it is. I don't know how to do anything in that direction. I forget what the car looked like.
I remember the views. Get left. Don't worry about this. Get left.
I'm not worried about it. I'm trying to get over it.
Do it again.
Again?
Yeah. Go. You got
There's a freaking car
There's
right
not a
there.
car.
Yes, there is.
And this is the best you can do.
Where is he?
He's gonna be up there, but he's gonna get jammed up in traffic. This lane always moves faster. Unless he's gotten left, but you stay right here and you will pass him.
I don't just want to pass him. I want to be in front of him.
Well, that's part of being, in order to be in front of him, you have to go past him. Don't hit the car in front of you, though.
Try.
All right, so I cooked Hugo. Let me see how it looked on the, see the quality. I'm gonna have to clip that. Anyway, guys, I'm about to cut it off. Nothing else going on here except for Jessica's road rage.
I'm not really raging anymore.
You're not raging anymore? You giving it up? You accepted the fact that he beat you?
Well, no. I'm trying to remember what car. Is it that brown one?
No.
What car was it?
It was a little bit bigger than that. And it was not brown, it was gray.
Did you see it?
No. He's up there laughing at you. Don't worry about that.
I'm worried. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
All right, I'm getting off, guys. You guys take care. Shout out to the mods.